Dan Senor is a former advisor to House Speaker Paul Ryan. He's spoken with Trump administration officials and GOP members of Congress about what we can expect from tonight's State of the Union. Good morning.
Good morning, Norah.
So the White House is saying this is an opportunity to unify the country. But how can that be when his day-to-day rhetoric is so divisive?
Well, they argue, the White House argues, and members of Congress I spoke to say, look, he's got a pretty good record. If you strip away the tweets, if you strip away the noise, if you strip away the volatile behavior, tax reform, stock market at record highs, decimating ISIS, what they believe is progress in dealing with Iran, the move of the declaring Jerusalem the capital of Israel. There's a series of very presidential successes here that they are going to tout. And they believe, look, this could be the beginning of the re-election campaign for the House Republican majority, which State of the Unions often are. And that's the message they want to convey today.
But, Dan, the tension in this White House has been, despite those achievements, the president often undermines his own success with the public. That's why his approval ratings are low. So in a State of the Union, do you think, or are they worried, and on Congress, on Capitol Hill, are they worried that he, through a tweet beforehand or afterwards or some other thing, changes the story immediately before the State of the Union even has a chance to settle?
I mean, the news just yet. So here we are the day before the State of the Union where they're running around touting all these successes they're going to highlight in the speech. And then you just, a name that's not a household name. Take Rodney Friedlingheisen, all right? He's not a household name, all right? He's a Republican member of Congress from New Jersey, 12-term incumbent. He is the chairman of the House Appropriations Committee. Members of Congress spend their lives trying to become chairman of the House Appropriations Committee. In his first term as chairman of the House Appropriations Committee, he just announced he's not running for re-election. He's the 8th Republican committee chairman to announce he's not running for re-election. That tells you where the members' heads are at, which they think they are running into real headwinds. So the president has these successes to tout, and he could deliver a good speech tonight, as he did a year ago, as he did in Davos last week. But to your point, if there's so much noise and there's so much friction and there's so much sort of corrosiveness in the public debate and the dialogue, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, timing is everything. Let's talk about the possible release of the controversial intelligence memo. The Democrats are calling it reckless. You've talked to some of the Republicans.
Yeah.
Why do they think it's important that this memo be released?
Well, basically, the Republicans I've spoken to who are not of the Devin Nunes group, which is the sort of pointy end of the spear of this is revealing some sort of cover-up. That's not. Most of them who are neutral but broadly sympathetic to the president argue, look, in Comey's FBI, there was unprofessionalism. There was inappropriate behavior and actions. In fact, if the basis for this FISA warrant request was Democratic-funded opposition research, that should be exposed. That should be discussed. Maybe different people's positions should be changed within the organization.
But on the other
that doesn't negate, that doesn't negate whatever Bob Mueller is working on right now. In other words, if Mueller identifies real wrongdoing in areas of collusion, in areas of money laundering, in areas of obstruction of justice, it won't matter what inappropriate things were done at the FBI 18 months ago. And so these issues are in sort of parallel tracks, but they're not directly connected.
And both things could be true.
Both things could be true.
And just to clarify, that memo is called the Nunes memo because it is written by Republicans. It is cherry-picked. But the Democrats say
That's exactly right. That's what the Democrats argue.
Thank you, Dan.
Good to be with you guys.
Dan will be part of our CBS News coverage of the President's State of the Union address beginning tonight at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on CBS. John, Gayle, and I will lead the coverage from New York with Jeff Glor, anchoring from Washington. Our entire political team will provide reporting and analysis.